Hello, and welcome to Mix Presents Sound for Film Awards Season. I'm Tom Kenny, co-editor of Mix Magazine, and I'm coming to you on the early morning hours of December 6th. We have 3.5 weeks to go with the eligibility period for this year's 95th Oscars Awards. But we're less than a week away from the voting opening on the shortlist. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with the shortlist, 2 years ago, the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences adopted a new procedure whereby many of the craft categories will go through an early voting process to winnow down the year's eligible films to a specific number. In the case of Best Sound, there are 10 films that will be eligible for nomination. And in the case of Best Score and Best Original Song, 15. Shortlist voting begins on Monday, December 12th, and concludes on the December 15th, with the eligible nominees announced on December 21st. All that said, with 3.5 weeks of eligibility remaining, 2022 has been a dynamite year for film. In many respects. Most memorably, it marks the return to theaters. I think back to March when Warner Brothers released Elvis. Now, Warner took a bit of criticism in 2021 for refraining from theatrical release, but in March proved with Elvis that people were hungry to go back to theaters. And then, of course, in June, Top Gun Maverick, the Paramount release, long awaited, much anticipated, blew the doors off the box office and set sort of the trend for summer and the return to an exhibition audience. Personal aside, I was there opening weekend at Dolby Cinema with my buddy Jason in Emeryville, California. And it was spectacular. I felt like a teenage boy all over again, going back to the movies. And that opened the floodgates for the return to theaters. Both those films, Elvis and Top Gun Maverick, will be discussed today, or the sound jobs on those films will be discussed today. And they're joined by an excellent selection of films. We have Nope, Jordan Peele's sci-fi horror film with just a wonderful track by Johnny Byrne, sound designer. We have All Quiet on the Western Front, an all-German production with a German sound team. It's a stunning use of sound and music. We're fortunate to have the composer Vocal Bernament on hand. Bardot, Alejandro Inarritu's returned to filmmaking with what he calls a sensorial cinematic experience. There's an international sound team that is most excellent bringing that to life. We have Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, where stunning use of stop motion animation in collaboration with Mark Gustafson and sound designer, supervising sound editor Scott Gershon, creating an entirely new world mixed by John Taylor and Frank Montano. We have Spirited, a new take on Scrooge from the ghost perspective with musical numbers and high drama. Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds and Octavia Spencer dancing and singing. Wonderful track. Emancipated, Antoine Fuqua's Civil War drama featuring Will Smith. And just sort of the tough to watch and memorable to watch. We have 13 Lives, another based on a true story. The Thai rescue team, Ron Howard's dramatic a re-exploration of the studied news item that we all live through. We have Babylon, yet to come out. Damien Chazelle's look at the period in Hollywood when we turned from the silence to the talkies with an ensemble cast and just the true cinematic experience. And we have Tar. Oh my gosh, Kate Blanchett, a tour de force performance. And followed by The Batman. Couldn't be two more different films in their approach to sound, and each absolutely true to the director's vision. And proof that both quiet and loud can tell a story, tell the narrative. In between all that, we have a wonderful composer, Benjamin Wallfish, who worked on 13 Lives, traveled to Thailand to get authentic instrumentation, just wonderful music, subtle to accompany a highly dramatic story. And we kicked things off with Mark Mangini talking about Goodnight Oppie. Mark won an Oscar last year, the best sound for Dune, and now in a Amazon Studios wonderful documentary about the the rover's opportunity and spirit, Mark returns to space, this time with the real sounds of Mars. Now, before we begin, I want to say a few thank yous. This is a sponsored event, and we certainly couldn't do it without the support of our sponsors. And we thank them most immensely for supporting the sound community through the promotion of these sound teams and the creatives. We have Universal Pictures, Warner Brothers, Paramount, Focus Features, and then the streaming services, Netflix, Amazon Studios, and Apple TV Plus. Thank you all. The community sure appreciates it. That said, there are a number of other wonderful films out there worthy of consideration for Oscars, including many to be released in the next 3.5 weeks. So please do your homework before going out to vote. I want to thank Michael Coleman of Coleman Film and Soundworks Collection for editing all these video interviews together. Believe me, the technical difficulties are ours. Michael does his best to work with the material he has, and I'm going to blame it on the internet, even 2.5 years in. I love this process. It brings us a lot of international talent, and we occasionally have glitches. My apologies. I want to thank my moderators, Jennifer Walden, the only layperson I know who shares an equal enthusiasm as myself for sound for film and television. Thank you, Jennifer. And thank you to Clive Young, my co-editor at Mix, who not only moderated the film Emancipation, but makes this all available to all of you on the web, and mobile, and through social. So thank you, Clive. The team at Future, Janice Crowley, the Mix publisher, and the events team of Navi, Marie, Cassandra, thank you so much. Most of all, I want to thank the talent, the expert insights that we get from these extremely talented sound professionals. Comes free of charge. They are busy as can be. Hollywood is booming and busy right now. And they take time out of their day, busy schedules, working 6 and 7 hour week or 6 and 7 day weeks, to get this content out to us these last few years. And I can't thank them enough, one and all, for coming out and bringing their insights. So in a few seconds, we're going to begin with Mark Mangini, Good Night Oppie, and The Sounds of Mars. Please enjoy your day and go out and vote.